Hello, soldiers! It is Moonwalking Kingdom back yet again with another Michael Jackson video, and today I want to do a video that I've wanted to do for a pretty long time now. I'm going to be doing and counting down my top 5 Michael Jackson tours. These are not just going to be Michael Jackson tours, these will also be the Jacksons tours as well. I'm going to be including those, because they have to do with all the topics we talk about. That's including energy, costumes, instruments, dancing, vocals, you name it. And all of the choices that are on this list is based on my personal preference, and this is called an opinion. So if you guys are a little disappointed with my opinions, then you can just pull a dislike if you guys want. I don't really mind. But number 5 on this list, so we're gonna start, and I'm gonna be really honest. Number 5, I'm sorry guys, it has to be the History Tour. I am going to get canceled by the fan community for this choice. I'm not going to lie. History Tour is amazing, guys. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Please don't get me wrong, but the thing that lacks here is the vocals. I'm sorry. I know. I would still see a Michael Jackson show even if he lip synced. But I also say that this was a bad tour for Michael, in my opinion. Just because of the health he was in. Munich 97, which is kind of overhyped. I mean, really it's because of the quality, but there's a lot of other great shows from the History Tour that are better than Munich. I might make a whole video about the best concerts and worst concerts of MG. I wouldn't say the worst concerts. I don't want to say worst because Michael Jackson was great. I'm just saying for a health standpoint, and there were shows that he was tired, and it just really, and really, like, also because History Tour, he only did that for the fans, and I just feel like I need to rank that lower. But I'll tell you what I love about History Tour. The main thing I love about History Tour is the amount of dancing he did. The amount of moves that he never did, like he never really done, and the fact that a lot of it came out so smooth, especially like the earlier shows. Well, he was more laid back in like 97, but he definitely pulled some nice robotics in there, some popping. But listen, I don't hate it. I just feel like this had to be ranked low because of Michael's status. It just felt like he wanted to move on from concerts and stuff. It seems like it seemed like he wanted to just be there for his fans and just be a kind celebrity like he is. But I just feel bad because there were times when he just really didn't want to, and the fact that his voice, that there were times when he strained. There were times when like he cracked and stuff. It was like, it's but I'm not gonna say that it's a horrible performance because it's Michael Jackson. I would still want to see Michael Jackson even if he lipped or even if because it's Michael Jackson, But I'm sorry, this had to be ranked lower. Okay, now number 4, the Dangerous Tour. Now, Dangerous Tour is very different from History Tour, considering that 50% of the shows are sung live. Well, I wouldn't say 50% because he sung a lot of songs live here, but he also lipped a couple songs. But that's not really the main focus. So Dangerous Tour, I have a lot of stuff to say. I love the Dangerous Tour. It's a great tour. It's not my favorite tour. I don't really watch it as much, so this is why I'm ranking it a little lower because I need to watch a little more Dangerous Tour. I think I saw the J5 medley for that. That was nice. I saw the Billie Jean from that one, the Man in the Mirror. But here's the thing about Bucharest, guys. So Bucharest, is the special, and also Munich '92's Billie Jean was fantastic. Same thing with Copenhagen '92. That show was great, but Bucharest is not bad. I don't hate it, but let me just tell you guys something. I've heard many people tell me that the show is not real, and I can see that. Considering that the shots for, like, I heard something about one of the Beat It shots being from a different show. So I heard that was from, like, because there was Oslo '92 in the daytime, but there was also one at night. So we don't have that show yet. But I heard that Bucharest '92 had a shot from that. Some of the audience shots are from Munich '92. The ad-libs he does in the beginning are not real. That was from a different show. And the spin at the end, that's the most notable mistake if you've studied all the shows. The spin at the end of Bucharest '92 when he does Man in the Mirror, that's not from Bucharest, that is from Copenhagen. And I believe there's some other shots from, like, different shows. So Bucharest is great. It's a very energetic show, but the show is so edited. Same thing with Munich. Munich, they combined both nights. They had from the 4th and the 6th. So Munich is edited as well, but that was all in Munich. But most of it was from the second night for the History Tour. But in all, Dangerous Tour is a fantastic tour that kind of needs a little, well, I wouldn't say it needs, I mean, it has enough appreciation. A lot of fans love the Dangerous Tour. I mean, who doesn't love the Dangerous Tour? It's great. All right, I want to move on. Then we go to number 3 now, the Triumph Tour.
Listen to a word they say, then I'll see you as I do. I wish they would try to. I'm sure they'd think again if they had a friend like me.
What can I say? Outfits, costumes, energy, Michael's vocals. He definitely was was much happier here, but I'll tell you something. Michael, and his brothers, this was around the Off the Wall era. They did the Triumph Tour. It didn't last long, but we definitely do need more footage, more high quality footage. But whatever we have so far, it's great. The live album I definitely recommend for people who want to watch the Triumph Tour or ever want a tribute. I mean, you want to listen to the songs on there. I think my favorite performance from Triumph Tour is obviously going to be Ben or She's Out of My Life. His vocals are amazing, and really I love his silky voice, and his nice soft voice, because for me as a singer, it's easier than the raspy voice from later on in, like, the Bad era. Well, I mean, his voice got a lot more aggressive, so sometimes when I do the History voice, I kind of strain, but I still love to do it anyway, because, you know, I can tell the differences between each era. But anyway, this is about the Triumph Tour. Yeah, I was gonna say outfits are great. The energy with all the brothers is great. And I feel it's very underappreciated, and it definitely needs more love, and fans have been petitioning for a high-quality version that the estate would release. And the clip that I just played, the Ben song, if I use the actual audio, then I'll get copyrighted really bad. So, yeah, because that's an official release, I think, that one specific clip. I gotta look that up. But, yeah, I'm very, very, it's definitely a great tour, and it definitely needs more love. Alright, now let's go to number 2. Number 2, one of my favorite tours, the Victory Tour, man. So the Victory Tour was, in my opinion, one of my favorite tours for Michael Jackson. My second favorite tour of Michael Jackson. Well, specifically the Jacksons, because this is a Jacksons tour. This is not Michael's solo tour, but he did do a lot of his songs solo, like his soul songs, also in Triumph Tour. He did Billie Jean, he did Beat It, Wanna Be Starting Something, Human Nature, Jermaine did his own medley, and Michael did Tell Me I'm Not Dreaming with Jermaine. And I'm gonna be real, this is a great tour. The intro is great. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention intros. So History Tour had this intro with the spaceship. That was cool. The Dangerous Toaster intro when he's boom and he's like that. That's amazing. Him standing there on stage got people mind blown, and they were going nuts. But let's talk about the Victory Tour intro, man. You have this Sword of the Stone thing. Like, this feels like I'm in Disney World or something. I'm watching this and I'm like, wow. I think the Victory Tour intro is probably my favorite intro of a Jackson's tour. And then also you have the brothers going down the steps and they're lighting up, man. Like, that's pure magic. And let me tell you something. Vocals are great, crisp and clear vocals. The outfits are great. The energy is just spot on. Him jumping during Heartbreak Hotel and the noises they're making. How you feeling? And then Michael with the Shake Your Body, and then Marlon's doing his little dance, and then hey man, this is and it's also during the Thriller era, so it's like people wanted to see Michael, man. This was his prime. This was his peak. This was the time where everyone was like, "Oh, I'm gonna see Michael Jackson," because Thriller era was like everyone like the whole like every culture, every race. Man, this is the Thriller era, man. This is when Michael's career was going nuts. This is when everyone's like, "Oh, this man's great. I'm gonna go buy his stuff." There was the dolls. There was the Thriller. Was like, wow. And number one, I don't even have to tell you what number one is, but I will tell you guys anyway. Number one, the Bad Tour. What can I say? This tour made me a Michael Jackson impersonator. This tour, man, I'll tell you. In my opinion, it's like Michael is. It's typically the same show if you really think about it, because the first leg has the exact same set list from Victory Tour, except with like 3 additional songs being added. I just feel without his brothers, he kind of feels more free. He feels more. It just seemed like he had a smile on his face like for most of the time. He definitely was very, very happy in Victory Tour as well. It's just I've heard a lot of people saying that he didn't like it, and he was happy as hell the last night. But I just feel like without his brothers, he kind of feels more himself. But let's not even talk about those backup dancers. They're kind of like they're very, very interesting. I'm not even gonna address that, but but anyway, they're great. But also, I think the band is amazing as well. And the Bad Tour was the only tour that had a whole number with the band doing their own stuff, and especially in like the Yokohama and Wembley and all these shows, they have the band doing their stuff. So you have Greg and you have Ricky on the drums. Yeah, Greg was on like the synthesizer or keyboard, whatever it was. Then the synthesizer was Rory, I think, and then Greg was on the keyboard. Then he had it was some electronic sounds. It was, man, this is great, and the energy, the vocals are amazing. That I feel Victory and Bad are definitely his performance peak, because one, other live vocals, the dancing was, forget it. It's full of energy, 100%. First leg, however, it was 100% live, while the second leg was, I think, around 90% live, considering like only the 3 songs were playback. Smooth Criminal, he never really did live. I heard he did it in New York '88 when he does the Moonwalker lyrics, so that's pretty interesting. So, the Bad Tour is Michael's best tour, in my opinion. Really just because of how, like, I'm not gonna say anything. I'm speechless. I can't say anything about it. I just think the Bad Tour is the best. But I want to address something. There was a subscriber that commented comparing the Victory and Bad Tour, and this is very interesting. And we're gonna read it together, and I'm gonna tell you if I agree or disagree with some of these points. And he made a lot of great points, and I'm gonna be real with a lot of these. Okay, so we have it was during Jacksonmania. It was the Victory Tour. Yeah, definitely with the Jacksons. The Jackson songs are better with the Jacksons, especially the J5 medley. Yes, I have to agree with this. It just doesn't feel the same without his brothers. But I mean, when I said that Michael was always, well, he was happy and stuff, but like it was still great. But I feel with the brothers, it just feels more like because they all did it back in the 60s and they're doing it in the 80s, so that's like, yeah. Moves smoother, groovier, energetic, and in the Bad Tour he just added more great moves and did them faster. I feel the moves are very equal. They both have a different style, and I don't want to compare dancing for the Victory and Bad Tour. I feel they're both great. Best looks and costumes. For Victory Tour you had a lot of great costumes. Bad Tour was good, but I think costume-wise, Victory Tour is a lot better. Jacksons are better than the Rock Dudes, and Bad Tour, I have to agree with that. He used his Thriller Silk voice, sounded better in the Victory Tour. I think vocally they're both very equal. The Bad Tour has some great vocals, and Victory Tour has some great vocals, so I don't want to compare vocals either. Crowd was more crazier in the Victory Tour. I have to disagree. The crowd from Bad and Victory, I think they were equally very energetic crowd, and you have to notice in some of the later shows they mute the crowd completely. Especially like in the Dangerous Tour shows, they mute the crowd because of I don't know, I think it's some copyright thing or some I don't really know why, but it's I feel both had very energetic crowds, considering that a lot of times fans fainted. I even saw like the Man in the Mirror performance. You had like 10 to 20 fans fainting. So it's like, I would say it's equal. They both had crazy crowds. He had the iconic sparkle, military cloths, socks, glove, glasses, Jerry curl. I definitely agree when it comes to costumes and looks. Definitely had, but I don't want to compare because they're both great in their own ways. There's more here, and I'm very, very interested. Laser and lights in the back are better. I agree. Better instruments. The Victory Tour instruments. I love both instruments. I don't want to compare instruments either. They were both very different. He was more happier when he performed with his brothers. Okay, I know I said before that he seemed more free because he was not with his brothers. Because you know what I said before, but I can definitely see what you're trying to say here because he was with his brothers. But I heard a lot of times that he had beef, and I have to research a little more about that. But I definitely can tell he was happy, but I don't really know. I have to look this up about like if he really hated it, because yeah, it's hard, but let's look. He said one thing I don't like about Victory: it didn't have Thriller, and there's no HD footage. I talked or seen many people talk to each other who have been in both Victory and Bad, and most of them said they would prefer to go to Victory because it was magical to see Michael and his brothers during the time. Um, yeah, I mean, most people would go to I mean, I would go to either or. I love both tours, but considering that I have a long relationship with the Bad Tour, and the fact that I do that era a lot, I just have to put it on the top. But it really was very hard to put number one for this one. So I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys enjoyed, please put a like, comment, and share with all the soldiers of love and moonwalkers all around the world. I do want to apologize if I said anything in this video that was, kind of, I wouldn't say not factual or fact-checking. I have to fact-check before I do these to make sure that everything I'm saying in this video is true, and it was very hard to compare Victory and Bad because, one, they're both very different tours, and I just feel that Victory and Bad are his best, and it was very hard to pick number one. But considering that I've studied the Bad Tour a little more and I'm kind of used to the Bad Tour, I had to pick a number one. But that doesn't mean I don't hate I don't love the Victory Tour. I love the Victory Tour, and I really want to study more of the dancing from the Victory Tour. But yeah, that's going to be it for this video. If you guys enjoyed it, like I said, feel free to subscribe if you guys want. And I'll see you all in the next video. Keep tuning in. You're just exited the Moonwalking Kingdom. Say goodbye to Michael, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.